again, I appreciate everybody's time and preempting the president, so I feel pretty important since you chose to come here instead of listen to him. Wanted to start off with have Jeff that's also joining us here from assignr, or now Blue Zebra. Is that correct, Jeff?
That's correct, yep. So my name is Jeff Weigel. I am with a company called Blue Zebra Sports, and so we're the company that manages assignr.com, which is referee scheduling for primarily geared towards youth, high school, adult, recreational sports. Our company also has a second product called officiating.com that we use for managing the needs of college conferences. And we do a lot of work with Division I conferences, especially with basketball. We help to manage their officiating programs as well.
And with the assignr product, we have integration so that when we generate schedules within GamePlan, once those schedules are committed, they will actually get created in assignr so that officials can be updated. And once the schedule is updated, any changes using our schedule execution system will automatically reflect over in assignr so that the officials are notified, like the teams on the GamePlan side. A couple of new features that I want to highlight that we've just rolled out for the GamePlan scheduler. One is the ability for managers to input their own blackout dates. So for a manager, I'm going to pop over to a different browser here. And for the manager, when they're logged into their account, they will be able to go in and select manage the team blackout dates. So the associations that are using that would need to be able to click on it. Need to be able to make sure that all of the coaches have their blackout dates entered. You can configure how many blackout dates you will allow a manager to enter. In this case, we have it configured for 20. And the manager can enter up to 20 blackout dates or dates that he is unavailable to play. He can simply click on Add a Date and select the date and or times that he is unavailable. So here we'll just say the 25th from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So it could be if it's an afternoon. I save that. That now will become a part of all schedules that are run with this particular manager's team involved. So any schedule I run for this league will automatically adhere to the blackout dates constraints that he has entered. One of the other features is the manager happens to be managing multiple teams. GamePlan will never schedule those teams at the same time. It will attempt to schedule them back-to-back at the same location, if that's possible, depending on the division and the locations available for that particular team. Let's see, there's some other enhancements with the scheduling as well. You can now enter schedules in the locations and events section of GamePlan. That allows you to consolidate all of your schedules at the same place. So any schedules or any rules that you've added for the league level will be displayed at the league level here. And as you drill down to the various division levels, the schedules and the rules for those schedules will be inherited down, and also any specific ones for that particular location will be displayed as well. That kind of summarizes. There's a few other changes that I can go over at some other time, but those are a couple of the most important ones. Obviously, with GamePlan, you can select the locations where they will be able to be scheduled, and when you execute the schedule to generate the games for that particular, involving this particular league, all those games will be scheduled based on the rules and the locations that are allowed. Once schedules are generated, they're in a tentative mode that allows you to review them. If you don't like them, you can throw them away. make a tweak to it, add a new rule, regenerate the schedule. Once you're satisfied with the schedule, you will commit that schedule, and as the schedules are committed, they will be automatically created in assignr. And I'm just going to go over to like the locations and events here. And as you can see, I've got assignr sitting over on the side. So as I take the games in GamePlan, if I cancel a game, I can simply toggle it here. That game is now updated in assignr. And I tell you what, I'll switch over to Jeff, and he can take it from there.
Okay. All right, let me pull up. Okay, so this is really what for those of you who have never seen assignr before. This is what if you are someone that's responsible for scheduling officials. This is the view that you would see on the assignr.com end of things. So pretty much you've got the menu over on the left-hand side, which most of the time, if you're responsible for scheduling games, you're going to be spending a lot of time just on this game screen here. I'm assuming that this one here is that the game that you just canceled, Barry?
The NHL game at 6 p.m. on the NHL location.
Yep. Okay. So that change has already come over to assignr.com, and so that's totally automatic. So there's no fiddling with spreadsheets. There's no contacting the assigner. Is it there? It all happens automatically. So this is what the assigner would see. So if they have this particular game doesn't have officials assigned to it, but if we wanted to assign officials to it, it's just a matter of clicking the assign button and then choosing one of the officials that is available to work this particular game. And actually, I think what I may do is I may back up and just kind of show you first what it's going to look like from an official's perspective, and just show you really quick what that is. So what the official's going to see is pretty similar, but when the officials first come into to assignr.com, we prompt them and we ask them to update their availability. And so one of the things that we'll do is, like for example, this guy here, he's already set up his availability, so that the 20th, basically all these dates he is available to work. If you wanted to change this, then you could just click on the button that says block or allow, and that will toggle the status for that particular day. So if you want to be more specific, rather than just saying I'm available all day or just a part of a day, you can click over on the word all day and change that. So you could be as specific to say that I'm available from, let's say, 8 a.m. until noon, and save that, and then that will make it so that the assigner will see that they're only available for part of that day. Let's see. They will also, if they have game assignments, they can come over and see their game assignments just by clicking on games and showing the my unconfirmed games. And what we do ask for officials to do is that after they've been scheduled to a game, is that they will come into the system and they'll either click the accept game button or the decline game button. It's a way for the assigner, if they've assigned somebody a game, they want to know that this person is still okay to work that particular game. So it's just a matter of, for the official, of clicking the accept button or the decline button to let the person managing the officials know what whether they're able to work that game or whether they need to turn back that game and say, no, I can't work that at all. So what we do as well is that throughout the assigning process is that as the assigners are making changes to the games, is that we will take care of all of the notifications for the relevant officials. So for example, and actually what I'm going to do now is flip back to what the assigner is going to see. Let's click cancel on this one.
You want me to flip that
so
back
what
to a live
what the
game?
assigner is going to do. What's that?
You want me to flip that back to a live
Sure,
game?
that's fine. We can
All
do
right.
that. Oh, sure, you can if you want.
Okay.
And sometimes it may take
Should be done.
a little bit for it to it's usually pretty quick, but there we go. Okay. Okay, so this game. So now what we could do, if I'm an assigner, is before I do any assigning, what I'll typically want to do is to go into for each of my officials and indicate what their abilities are, because you will have some, for example, your younger officials, you may not want to have them work the games for the kids that are older, and so the younger officials are going to work the easier games, and your more experienced officials are going to work games at a higher level. And the way that we manage that is through what we call age groups. And you guys call them, is it divisions? Is that what you guys call them, Barry?
Normally they're called divisions, yes.
Divisions? Okay.
Age groups or divisions, either one, they're related as divisions, but their division is a group of, basically an age group.
Gotcha. Okay. So what you can do is, and actually these first couple of people, they have all the green check boxes indicate that they're able to work these particular age groups, and then across the top we have the different positions. So if it's soccer, you may have a referee and an assistant referee. If it's I'm trying to think, if it's football, you may have a referee, an umpire, head linesman, line judge, those kind of positions, and so you can either say that they are able to work all positions by just saying either toggling the allow all or the block all, or if you need to, you can actually get specific to say, okay, this person can work this position and this position, but not these other three for this particular age group. So it does allow you some fair amount of granularity with how you assign abilities and indicate in assignr.com whether a particular official is able to work a game. The officials themselves should be taking care of managing their own availability and the dates that they're able to work, but that's something that if you need to make a change on their behalf, you can certainly do that. Or what you can also do is, if there are specific teams that they're not able to work with, or if there are people that they don't want to work with, or venues or leagues that they don't want to work with, you can manage that using our conflict screen. This is really common too for team conflicts, is that especially at youth sports, is that you may have an official who is also a player, and then so they're not going to be available to work at all when that particular team has a game, and so that's where when we can handle that as well, is to say that when, let's say if it's if the Bruins are playing and this referee is not available anytime that team is playing, then it will automatically mark, our system will keep track of when those games are, and will make it so that you can't assign him to a game when that team is playing. And then it kind of works the same way for people and venues and leagues as well as all of that. So you'll go through, you'll set up your officials will set up their availability. You can set up whatever abilities and conflicts that you want for each official, and then once you have all of those things ready to go, then pretty much at that point you're ready to start assigning people into games. And so what we do for assignments is, if you just click on the Assign button, it will show you a list of all of the officials that you have in the system, and then it will also have an indicator on the right that shows whether they're able to work that game or whether they have some sort of a conflict with that game. And if you take a look, I've got several officials here that it says OK next to their game, and obviously that means they're OK to be assigned to that particular game. Any of these other folks, you see that there's a couple of letters on the right-hand side. That's going to indicate that indicates the reasons why you might not want to assign them to that particular game. So each letter corresponds to something, and we've got a little key over here. If you hover on the word conflicts, it'll remind you what it is. So the A means ability, which means that we think that this person's not qualified to work this particular game, or the D is the second letter that we see, which means that they're not available. So they have not entered that they have been available on that particular day. So as an assigner, you're able to, if you want to, you can stay very strict with what the program has told you as far as who is and is not allowed to work a game. Or if you want, you can still assign this person anyway, and if that happens, then we'll actually indicate that with a little warning icon over on the left-hand side. So we're going to assign this person, and then we're also going to assign in one person who's maybe not available, and we'll choose Corey here. And then once we once we make those changes, you can see their information will pop up down below. So you can see whether they have any assigned games. You can see if they have any history with the teams. You can see their entire game history if you want to see what other assignments they have outside of that, as well as their profile information, their phone numbers, addresses, anything like that. And we try and just keep that all in one place so that you're not having to jump around or go from screen to screen. Now in this case here, we actually have a couple of games that are back to back. So if you take a look, is that there's this little thing over on the right-hand side that says Copy Assignments. And so what we can do is if you click on Copy Assignments, it'll take the two people that you have on this particular game, and it will move them. It will assign them to the game that's next to it. So we've got a 6 p.m. and an 8 p.m. game at the same venue. And it looks like those are the two games that are back to back in this particular set of games. So so we can just click Save here, click Save here. And now we've assigned those games. And as I said before, you've got I did intentionally assign someone to a game where there were some issues, and it said, okay, Corey is not available for this game, and that's just a warning that we have over there. Now, once we've actually done the assigning, then we will automatically generate messages out to any of the folks that need to know about these. So for example, if a spot is empty and you assign somebody, then that person who's been assigned to the game is going to get an email notification. If you switch someone, then and you remove someone and then subsequently add someone, it will notify both of those officials that they have been the one person that's been removed. It'll let them know, as well as the person that's been added into it as well. You can also set up text messaging as well for last-minute changes. So if you have something that happens at the last minute, we'll send text message notifications for those as well. But and I'm trying to think here. I do have. I'm going to pull up my demo email box just to kind of show what a notification would look like. Is that this person here was just assigned to a game on Thursday, September 25th, and it shows the information for that particular game. And then they have a link here that they can click that will take them right to their page where they can go in and accept or decline those games. So that's kind of in a quick nutshell how the assignment process works. And maybe I'll flip it back over to Barry and kind of let him talk about rescheduling and all that stuff.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. So I've got the same screen that Jeff had over here. So if I refresh that screen, I'm going to see that the officials have been assigned, that he's gone through and taken care of there. So there's a couple of different places within GamePlan. Once you've generated your schedule, and we do have an artificial intelligence scheduling engine that allows you to build your own English language rules for your schedule, and then generate the schedules. Once you've committed it, they're going to show up on your locations layouts. I can either go at this point, I can go in and, as we did before, toggle the game. That's then going to update assignr for that particular game. And once it finishes communicating, notifying assignr that the game has been canceled. Assignr will notify the officials. GamePlan will notify the teams that the game's been canceled. GamePlan will also then post that information to your website, and basically for that, you're now completed for that particular activity. The other thing you can do is if this game was, let's say this field was rained out, but this field's still not going to be ready to play on, I can then just simply click on that game, pick that game up, and take it to, maybe I've got field 1 that's ready to play. I can then go over to field 1 and drop that game at the 6 o'clock location on that field. And actually I did it on the wrong date. And that will then update assignr. Since that's a past date, I'm going to move it down to the correct date. That will then notify assignr that the game has been changed, but it's no longer on the NHL location. It has now been moved to field 1. So this game is now at 6 p.m. on field 1. So the officials are notified to show up at the right location at the right time. And is that all? That's the only notification that goes out for that particular situation when you change fields. Is that correct, Jeff?
Yeah, that's basically, and then what we'll do as well is that we will, part of what we said before is that when you initially assign an official, they'll go in, they'll accept or decline the game. If you change the date, time, or venue of a game, what we will do is that we'll re-notify the official, say, game time has changed, please go back in and confirm, because especially if you're moving that game, you really want the officials to know that you want them to reconfirm that they saw it and they know that the game is now someplace else.
Yeah. So now you've got a game at 6 o'clock and one at 8 o'clock on 2 different locations. So, maybe the locations are separated so they can't officiate both of those games. Then if you're utilizing our rainout rescheduler, the manager would then be notified that the game that was canceled is now available to reschedule. GamePlan will now give him an option to select a new time slot on the locations that he's available to play, and the time, and you can configure GamePlan so that the first game that he'll see would be 24 or 48 hours from the current time. So that allows you to get your officials assigned. And then once the manager reschedules that game, it will automatically recreate that new game in assignr so that the officials can be assigned to that particular game. Now this is doing things one at a time. Under the common task in the main menu, you can bring up all the games for today, and you can select any one or all of the games that are to be canceled. And GamePlan again notifies all of the managers, all the teams on the GamePlan side, posts it to your website, and then updates assignr to notify the officials that the game has been canceled or moved. And basically, that's how simple it is to create your game schedules, to update your game schedules, and also to take care of all the schedule execution that goes on within the association. So here's the game schedules here. You can also update the game scores from your main menu. So you can enter the scores, and which case would update all the standings for the league. Are there any questions at this point in time? Anything else that I've missed, Jeff?
Not that I can think of.
Ray? Do we have any questions from the audience?
No, I think you covered it.
All right. I don't see any questions coming in. We will make this. We have recorded the session, so we will make this available to on our website. I do see a question coming in. No, I don't. All right. I do see one question from Deanne. Deanne, I don't see your question. I saw you raised your hand, but I did not see a question. There we go. Hang on a second. All right. The question from Deanne, how can we take the umpires off a canceled game without them being moved? I think that's probably for you, Jeff.
That's not something that we've really, I guess it's not something that we currently are, it's not, I guess it's not something that assignr does, I guess is the best way to describe it. So I think it sounds to me like what Deanne's asking is that if you have a game that is moved from one time to another, that you want to automatically remove the officials from that.
I think it's like the canceled game here that we have. We have a canceled game over here, but the officials are still assigned.
Okay.
We
typically don't. Yeah, we just, that's not something that we do if it's a canceled game. So and the reason that we do that is there are sometimes, like for some of our clients, they may want to if it's a game that's canceled at the last minute, if it's that there may be they may still have to be paid or something along those lines. So I guess that's kind of the reason that we don't automatically drop the officials once a game has been canceled.
Does that answer your question, Deanne? There's a thank you back from that. So take it that answered the question there. Any other questions? I'll leave that response alone, Dan. Do we have any other questions at this time? Looks like Anthony has a question. It was stated that the notifications for EXs, a canceled game, can be sent to our organization website. GamePlan automatically publishes that when you cancel a game within GamePlan. There's a module that basically stays transparent, doesn't show up until there's a canceled game. Anytime you cancel a game, that module will show the game, the cancellation for a period of time, whatever you configure it for. I don't think I have that on this website currently, but I can give you an example and shoot you an email showing you that. I know several of the websites that do that. I think all we have here is today's games, which is going to automatically update. So as you can see here, it's a reschedule pending. Game has been canceled. The game on the NHL at 6 o'clock, and so that's automatically going to appear on your website. There's another module that we can insert on the website. Typically, we put it up at the top in the top of the page. That would automatically show recently canceled games. There's also emails that people can subscribe to. So, like if your field crew wants to receive all canceled games today, they're color coded differently. Recently rescheduled games. Yes, let's see. The other question is it multi-browser? Yes, GamePlan is multi-browser. There is one exception with Google right now. Google just discontinued one of the features, and there is a registry entry that you have to make Google work currently. We're working around that issue right now with some of the new Google features.
Yeah, and assignr.com is what's called a responsive site as well. So it will actually display the same content differently depending on whether whether you're on a large monitor, whether you're on a tablet, or whether you're on a phone. So it'll display something that's appropriate to whatever that screen size is.
All right. Can you SMS? Yes, you can send text messages to the teams if the game is canceled, if they've chosen that option of communications.
You can with assignr as well.
But it doesn't show to our rainout information on the front page, correct? The rainout information, I'm not sure. If you've canceled a game, there is a module that you can place on your home page to automatically display those canceled games. We still have to go in and rain it out. Yes, you still have to rain out the games. So you rain out the games in GamePlan simply by going to the common task, cancel today's games. That'll show you all the games that are scheduled for today, and you have to cancel one. You can select one, everything on a field, or everything today, and basically do that all in one fatal swoop. If you make a mistake, you can always come back and just uncheck it. Where do they choose that option for text messaging to send out? That's in the manager's configuration. If they want to receive that message, I can show you that. And there's an enhancement that'll be coming out later this year that will make that easier for the managers to make that selection. Do we have any other questions? Okay. So far, that's. Yeah, I assume you're talking about when you, Deanne, when you rain out games, you still have to go in and cancel those games, either under Common Task or under the locations and events, depending on where you feel most comfortable doing it. But yeah, you still have to cancel the games in order for all that to happen. That's the trigger that sets everything else in motion. All right. Well, thanks everybody for the questions. Any others? I'll give a few more minutes. All right. All right. No more questions, then I certainly would like to thank everybody for taking the time to join us tonight. If you have any other specific questions or want additional information, you can contact Ray or myself or Jeff, and we'll be happy to follow up with any additional information that you might need. And again, I appreciate your attendance, and thanks for coming. And then we'll get the broadcast posted up on the website so that and get the links out to everybody so that they can watch that or pass that on to other people that that might be interested in seeing it within your organization. Everybody have a good night. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.